Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading to eventually the start for The Walking Dead Season 9. In this one, we'll give our thoughts on who we think will lead the Sanctuary. And spoiler warning, as per usual, if you are not caught up for The Walking Dead, which is up to the finale for The Walking Dead Season 8. So in this one, I thought we would start. It'll be sort of a Q&A, but we'll give our thoughts first on who we think we will see lead the Sanctuary in The Walking Dead Season 9. And so to set this up, in The Walking Dead Season 8 finale, and likewise with The Walking Dead comic book series, what happens is, or what it looks like they're doing with the TV series, is that after the war ends, we see the Sanctuary basically join Rick. So as we saw them bend the knee at the end of the finale there when they lost the battle as a result of Eugene setting them up and all the guns backfiring and taking everybody down, which is awesome. We see kind of the Sanctuary start to join, or at least look to Rick as their new leader. Rick gives an awesome speech at the end of the episode there to let everybody know that they're going to be able to live in peace. This kind of thing is not going to happen again. But to anybody that tries to mess up their peace and mess this up, they're going to suffer a terrible fate. Even to the point here where Rick is showing so much mercy that he's even able to save Negan there and actually go to the point where, unlike everybody else that would probably kill the foe at this time, Rick allows Negan to live and, is going to pretty much be their first person imprisoned in the zombie apocalypse long term. I want to say the first person they're actually going to put behind bars permanently there, and as a result of this war here. So whereas you have all the saviors that were at the hilltop where they kind of were allowed out afterwards, and some of them escaped. The others have been kind of integrated with the survivors group. So with Negan out of the picture and the saviors joining our survivors now, so our overall survivors led by Rick. And then I would say I think he's like your top guy for the overall survivors going forward in the series. He's your top dog, and then after that I'd go with Maggie and Ezekiel, because he still has the kingdom, so he's still up there pretty high ranking. And then probably whoever's going to be the one to lead the Sanctuary would be next in terms of your power rankings, I suppose, for The Walking Dead. And the Oceanside's got to be in there somewhere, but below the Sanctuary, I want to say, even after the war. So there's a few prominent people here that could be good at leading the Sanctuary. Dwight's out of the picture. Daryl has told him he's never to come back, so we know that it's not going to be him in the TV series version. There are a few here that were brought up. I like the idea of maybe Laura, because she's one of the only saviors that's at the forefront there, and because Dwight's out of the picture, she hates Dwight obviously for what he did. She probably still hates him even, but nonetheless, she's there. Dwight's out of the picture. She's someone who they could use to be kind of a lead forefront savior, because so many of the others have been killed now. Simon's dead. Negan's in prison. Gary's dead. A lot of these prominent lieutenants in that were killed off. Gavin and some, a lot of the others that they had, they've been almost all but wiped out. But you do have her. She's one of the ones that's still left there who could be high ranking. And then you also have Eugene, who would be fun. And Cygarniczka says, Trev, do you think Eugene will become the leader of the Sanctuary, or be part of the Sanctuary? And that's true. He would be good as a lead for the Sanctuary. Also because the Sanctuary is built in a factory type of thing, in industry type of environment there, where they're around. Most of their outposts are in industry type buildings. He's got his own kind of outpost there where he can produce the bullets and that. So he's somebody that would be really good to have there, because he can turn it into a factory. He can turn it into something that's producing things for the others, maybe weapons or what have you, ammunition for the joint survivors community there. You have the Oceanside, they can catch fish, right? So they have that. The Hilltop can grow food. And Alexandria, I'm not sure, what they have to offer. Maybe building or something, I'm not sure. Kingdom as well, too, somewhere in there, not sure. But so I like the idea of maybe Eugene leading the Sanctuary. The only thing is a question of whether or not they can trust him. Granted, he did help them out in the end there and basically win the war for them. But it's kind of a tricky question. But I think either him or maybe Laura might be your top, survivors there at the sanctuary, and they may be the ones to lead after that. Also, the television series version of Eugene is quite a bit better from the comic version. The comic version is funny too, but the way Josh McDermott plays Eugene, I think, is just, he's amazing at it. He's really funny, and he'd be a great point of view character to have there kind of more permanently as a lead savior survivor, I suppose. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Who do you see leading the sanctuary, and would you go with Eugene or Laura, or do you think they'd put someone else there, send Daryl there or something? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Daryl would even want to do that or even want to ever go back there again after what happened to him earlier. Next question is from Nicholas Clark, who says, "Hey Trev, more Fear the Walking Dead content, please. And don't worry, you'll have lots coming, lots of Fear stuff coming up. As these episodes go through, and since the finale for The Walking Dead was a bit ago now, we're going to be mixing them in together. So I might do 3 or 4 Fear of the Walking Dead videos a week, and then do 3 Walking Dead original series videos as well too. So I'll mix them both in there together. They'll both kind of be going in together, and it'll be good." Jakoob Shmeedurmahn says, "When you think about it, Eugene was able to deceive who he wanted to win. He could either let the Saviors trap the militia or screw over the Saviors by rigging the bullets. Either way, he'll be fine. So even though Eugene cares about living, you can see that he still cares a lot about the people from Alexandria." And that's probably true after he saw Rosita and Daryl and the others, even though they threatened him like crazy. Still, though, he did go with them. He did choose their side, so he was in a power position there to kind of choose what to do with the ammunition. And he set up Negan, and he got him, and he got us too. We didn't know for sure he was going to do that going in. We had our suspicions that he might create duds or set them up for a fall, but we didn't know to what extent, and we got to see that it was pretty much 100% all their weapons backfired, and they got screwed. So yeah, it's good stuff. Alexander Stevens says they should definitely cut back on the action. The best has always been the tense hand-to-hand fights and skirmishes. Q&A, who do you think takes over the sanctuary? My bet is on Laura. So Alexander said that. So we already answered your second question, but about cutting back on the action and switching things up. If you saw my What I Want to See video I did on Saturday, where we go through kind of everything I want to see in The Walking Dead Season 9 and how we're hoping to see things change. They have to switch things up. They can't keep doing the action straight through all the time like they have been doing in All Out War Season 8. It's got to switch up. It's got to change, and it's going to. It's pretty simple. It's going to. It will be different, and it'll be good. It'll be good to get a change of pace. Some people don't really like the action in The Walking Dead as much as the horror or the drama, right? So there it is. Jay Legacy sent through one from the Times Herald that says that they have a windmill coming to Sonoya, so they're starting to kind of build maybe build up the hilltop, build up Alexandria, change things up for this time skip. It really does look like we're going to see a time skip pretty much the same as the comics. Some people are thinking they might not, but I think they'll do it much the same, because we had a question come through from, I Get Bucket says, "Hey Trev, another question I have is, since there's a 2-year time skip coming up in Season 9. How are they going to explain to us that Maggie has held a grudge against Rick and his decision about Negan over that time? I find it hard to believe she's going to wait 2 years to try to get back at Rick for that." So, that's a good point. It is quite a while. I suppose they could go with a shorter time skip if they really wanted to, since that is set up in the TV series, and that was not really in the comic in the same way, or it wasn't as pronounced in the comic as it is in the TV show version. But then again, in the comic book, she waits a while too to get her revenge, and people can hold grudges like that, and if they're very patient, which Maggie is, I would think, she can bide her time, they can build things up, they can get themselves into a strength position, and that way they're not afraid of Rick and they're afraid of the others because they prepared hard for it. Yeah, I suppose you could have it be like an arms race where they kind of get everything ready. Rick and the others don't really know what's going to happen, and they're going to build up the hilltop really, really strong, and then it'll be kind of too late situationally. They'll be in ready for it when Alexandria might not be. But do I think we're going to see a civil war all out? We've done videos on that too. I don't think we'll see a full-on civil war. Maybe an assassination attempt and things like that on Negan is about the most we'll probably get to see. The Dawsman 1998 says, "Hey Trev, do you think they will cast a bodybuilder-like actor for Beta in The Walking Dead? Someone like maybe the Mountain from Game of Thrones or something like that?" Yeah, I hope so. I hope they cast somebody who's really like tall, maybe like 6'5" or taller, and really thick, for Beta as part of the Whispers in the Walking Dead TV series, because that would be really cool. You have actors like, for example, Kane from WWE, the actor who plays him, Glenn Jacobs, who's done See No Evil and movies like that. It does help for the horror aspect if you're going to do the Whispers right, to have somebody really imposing, really intimidating, really big and strong. Somebody that looks like he could take out 2 or 3 guys. Looks like he could be a big problem. Somebody like if you didn't have ammunition and you had to fight hand to hand, he could take out 2 or 3 guys. So if you get a big bodybuilder guy like that, or you get somebody who's 300 or 250 or 260, 270, whatever, and taller, even if they're a little bit slender, that's fine. It's just somebody they have to look the part. They have to look like they could kick the crap out of 2 or 3 guys. And I think they should do that for casting. So hopefully they can get someone. I know they're a little bit tricky on budgets, but for Beta, I think it'd be worth it to kind of splurge a little bit and get somebody really good, because you do need to have him to be really, somebody imposing, right? So really strong. We'll do a couple more. Charlie Direwolf says, "Hey Trev, Marie Bello is set to start filming in season 9. You can check on her Wikipedia for The Walking Dead. Now, who would she be, Magna or Alpha?" Well, probably Alpha. There's been theories for years now for Fear the Walking Dead and, the possible Whisper thing. It turns out they did a crossover, which we never expect them to, but they didn't make the Fear group the Whispers. Instead, they went a different route, which is great. Then you get to have 2 shows. You don't have to, remove Fear in order to cross them into The Walking Dead as Whispers. So I think Maria Bello's probably... she's probably Alpha. Yeah, I think so. Could she be Magna as well? Well, I guess so. And they could bring in a new group with that in season 9 as well if they want to do that. I don't care so much for them bringing in new characters. I feel like we have so many characters in The Walking Dead with Sadiq and all the others and the different communities and everything. I don't know if it's really that necessary. We got people missing, Sherry and Heath, that will come back eventually. I don't know if you need to add on that many more people. You're going to add on some to make it fresh and new and everything, but... I don't know if it's necessary to add that many, is really what I'm saying there. So, and then Holly Mainland says, "The horde of Whispers is about the same size as Trev's collection of action figures." I like that. I wanted to include that. That's true. It is about the same size. Maybe a little bit bigger, right? And then last one will be from Rock Hunter Jens, who says, "Trev, why do you want Gabriel to die? If you don't, it seems like you do." And it's so... I just thought that they might kill Gabriel off at quite a few occasions here throughout the series. And it's not that I don't like Gabriel or I hate him or anything like that. That's not really the case, at least not right now. Maybe at certain times I might have. But I don't hate Gabriel or anything like that, and I don't really want to see them kill him off. But at the same time, he has been in the series for a while now because he came in season 5. So it's true that, he's okay. But, I don't care for him that much. It's just, he's got his thing. It's what it is, religion and everything. So, with him being a pastor or whatever, it's cool. But, for me, it's like, I don't know. I don't really care too much. So, I do think he will be killed off, but I don't hate him or really want to see him be killed off. It's just that, it's The Walking Dead. You're going to have deaths as you go through, and he's a character that I don't know if is 100% necessary to have around in the show. Depending. I mean, Tara's another one where I don't hate Tara. It's just that I thought that she was going to be killed off a bunch of times at this point. So I keep being wrong, and I don't really like being wrong. So you kind of want, when you make a prediction, you think a certain character is going to be killed off, and then it doesn't happen. It makes you wrong. So you kind of want to see the characters you think are going to be killed off. But then again, you want to be tricked too sometimes. It's not so easy to say. Anyway, we'll wrap it up for this one, guys. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.